The year is 2025, and the familiar spectre of protectionism has returned to haunt the global economy. President Trump, in a move reminiscent of his first term, has once again unleashed a barrage of tariffs, igniting a trade war that threatens to unravel decades of economic integration. The initial salvos came in February, targeting a wide range of goods from China and other countries. This resurgence of protectionism has sent shockwaves through global markets, leaving businesses and consumers alike grappling with uncertainty. Trump's decision to impose tariffs, a form of tax on imported goods, marked a significant escalation in his administration's efforts to reshape global trade. The tariffs, he argued, were essential to protect American jobs, reduce the trade deficit, and force other countries to adopt fairer trade practices. However, critics warned that these measures would ultimately harm American consumers who would face higher prices for everyday goods. The first wave of tariffs, announced in February 2025, targeted a broad range of imports from China, Canada, Mexico, and the European Union. These initial tariffs, ranging from 10 to 25%, were met with immediate condemnation from businesses and foreign governments who vowed to retaliate with tariffs of their own. The world watched anxiously as the prospect of a full-blown trade war loomed large. The situation escalated rapidly as countries around the world responded to Trump's tariffs with countermeasures of their own. China, the primary target of Trump's trade offensive, retaliated with tariffs on billions of dollars worth of American goods, including soybeans, automobiles, and aircraft. The European Union, Canada, and Mexico also imposed retaliatory tariffs on a range of American products, from bourbon and motorcycles to orange juice and steel. The tit-for-tat tariff battle continued throughout the spring of 2025, with each round of tariffs further fueling tensions and uncertainty. By April, the United States had imposed tariffs on virtually all goods imported from China, while China had responded in kind. The escalating trade war sent shockwaves through global supply chains, disrupting businesses and raising prices for consumers worldwide. February saw the first wave of tariffs targeting Chinese exports with a 10% levy and Canadian and Mexican goods at 25%. While Mexico and Canada negotiated a temporary reprieve, the situation with China deteriorated. March saw tariffs on Chinese imports rise to 20%, followed by a broader application of reciprocal tariffs in April, reaching 50% on specific goods and a blanket 10% on others. The situation reached a boiling point on April 11th when China, following a brief 90-day pause, retaliated with a staggering 125% tariff on US imports. The escalating trade war between the United States and its major trading partners sent shockwaves through the global economy. Stock markets around the world experienced heightened volatility as investors grappled with the uncertainties surrounding the trade dispute. The tariffs also disrupted global supply chains as businesses struggled to adjust to the new trade barriers and the threat of further escalation. Consumers too began to feel the pinch of the trade war, as the tariffs led to higher prices for a wide range of goods. From washing machines and refrigerators to automobiles and electronics, the prices of imported goods rose steadily, squeezing household budgets and dampening consumer confidence. The trade war's impact was felt most acutely in industries heavily reliant on global supply chains, such as the automotive and technology sectors. The immediate impact was evident in fluctuating global stock markets, reflecting investor anxiety. The uncertainty surrounding the trade war translated into price hikes for consumers. Everyday goods, from electronics to automobiles, saw price increases as tariffs added to their import costs. This, in turn, put a strain on household budgets, potentially impacting consumer spending. The escalating trade war drew sharp criticism from international organizations and US allies alike. The World Trade Organization, WTO, warned that the tariffs violated international trade rules and threatened to undermine the global trading system. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, also expressed concern, predicting that the trade war would harm global economic growth. Despite the international backlash, the Trump administration showed no signs of backing down from its protectionist stance. The trade war threatened to further escalate, casting a long shadow over the global economy and raising the specter of a new era of protectionism and economic nationalism. The world watched anxiously, uncertain of what the future held for global trade and cooperation. The escalating trade war drew criticism from various corners of the globe. The European Union, caught in the crossfire, prepared retaliatory measures, further complicating the situation. Canada, a close ally of the US, responded with a 25% tariff on certain US vehicle imports. The interconnected nature of the global economy meant that the trade war's ramifications were not confined to the US and China.